Hi, Mr. Aslan, the landlord here. It's Valentine today, 14th of February 2024. It's a Wednesday and I'm about to make a nasi ulam. And this is some Bok Choy, which I've finely shredded, a few leaves of it. And I'm gonna add more stuff. In fact, the next stuff I'm gonna add is the spring onion. So I'm gonna chop it up and put it into the what do you call it, this steel mixing bowl. Okay, the spring onion is there together with the shredded bok choy. I'm gonna add curry leaves now. I'm gonna pluck 20 curry leaves and put it in here. Actually, to be honest, I didn't count 20 curry leaves. I just took 2 stalks out of this whole bunch. So this is the whole bunch minus 2 stalks which I use, and the 2 stalks are there. And the whole bunch was 1 ringgit from the Kedai Rojak India downstairs. Okay, so I've got a lot more that I can use in smoothies or nasi kerabu tomorrow or whatever else. I can even make a salad dressing with this. Okay. Next, I'm gonna cut up a quarter of Kyuri, a Japanese cucumber, Kyuri, and cut it into either juliennes or small minced pieces, dices, and put it together with the rest of the stuff. Okay, I actually cut the Kyuri into small cubes, so they're in there. Next, I'm gonna cut up half of this celery stalk and put it in there. Okay, that's some of the celery gone in there. Next, I'm gonna cut up this yard bean, kacang panjang, also known as long bean in Malaysia, into the kerabu. After adding the cut up yard beans, kacang panjang, I've added a handful of Taugeh, Mung bean sprouts. Okay, this is the white stuff you can see here. Next, I'm gonna add these 2 green Serrano chili for the spice, and this will complement the ginger in the salsa sauce that's chilling in the fridge. So green Serrano chili, I'm gonna cut the ends off, split it into 2, remove the seeds. You can have the seeds in if you want to, if you wanted more heat or feeling lazy, but I'm in the mood to remove the seeds today because it may get a little too hot with the ginger that was there in the salsa. Or maybe I'm feeling lazy, I might leave the seeds in. We'll see how it goes. Actually, after giving it some thought, I decided to leave the seeds in, except whatever that fell off, because the chili, what gives the chili the spicy heat, pungent taste is actually the capsaicin, and capsaicin has the property of being a vasodilator. It dilates your blood vessels and thus reduces your blood pressure. Okay, so it may be an idea, if you can stand the heat, to leave the seeds in. Okay, and it's gonna taste quite strong now with the seeds as well as the chili itself and the ginger from earlier. So we'll see how it goes. It might be a little spicy and hot and spicy nasi kerabu by the time I'm done with this. Okay, next I'm gonna put 1 4-angle bean. I'm gonna, cut it up with a pair of scissors, which I have here, and then mix it all up. Actually, after giving it some thought, I decided to leave the seeds in, except whatever that fell off, because the chili, what gives the chili the spicy heat, pungent taste is actually the capsaicin, and capsaicin has the property of being a vasodilator. It dilates your blood vessels and thus reduces your blood pressure. Okay, so it may be an idea, if you can stand the heat, to leave the seeds in. Okay, and it's gonna taste quite strong now with the seeds as well as the chili itself and the ginger from earlier. So we'll see how it goes. It might be a little spicy and hot and spicy nasi kerabu by the time I'm done with this. Okay, next I'm gonna put one 4-angle bean. I'm gonna, cut it up with the pair of scissors which I have here, and then mix it all up. Next, I'm gonna add some cilantro, daun ketumbar, coriander leaves, and there's quite a bit here, so I may use half and save half for tomorrow, or if I'm feeling extravagant, might use the whole lot. We'll see how it goes. Okay, next I'm gonna add some of this carrot. I'm just gonna peel it and then shave it with a potato peeler and put the shavings together with the rest of the ulam. Two last things I'm gonna add to the kerabu before I'm gonna mix it with the rice and eat it together with the salsa. In fact, here's the salsa, and I've pushed it aside so that you could see the amount of juice that's come out. Okay, I've had a taste. It's very intense ginger taste, quite heaty, so when you eat it with the sweet tomatoes, it's going to be a lovely explosion of flavors. Okay, so here I have a mixture of black and white pepper, two types of black pepper. I've got Kampot black pepper and Sarawak black pepper, and the white pepper is Sarawak white pepper. Okay, so I like to mix things to get a diversity of nutrients. The taste profile is slightly different. Kampot black pepper has a very intense flavor, and what do you call it? It's the most expensive pepper in the world. It's about $82 per kilo. Okay, so if you haven't tasted Kampot black pepper, it might be an experience if you taste it for the first time. You can get it at cold storage in what do you call it, one utama. It's like 75 ringgit for I don't know how many grams, 25 grams or something, some crazy price. Okay. And the other things I'm going to mix in the kerabu is some balsamic vinegar. Okay, now there is some vinegar in the JB sauce, but I'm going to put a little bit more of this balsamic vinegar, primarily because it's a pleasant tasting acetic acid, and the acetic acid will, through a long series of reactions, combine with the nitrates in the green leafy vegetables to produce nitric oxide, which is important for cardiovascular health. In fact, Farid Murad won a Nobel Prize for this discovery of the importance of nitric acid for cardiovascular health. Okay. And of course, the capsaicin helps with the cardiovascular health as well by helping. In fact, both work by dilating your blood vessels. One is a signaling, the other one, it's too complicated for me to explain now, but you can always look it up. The role of capsaicin, CAPSAICIN or SIN, in vasodilation, and also the role of nitric oxide. Okay, I'm gonna mix it all up and enjoy my meal of the day today, Valentine's Day, 14th of February 2024. Hi, Mr. Aslan, the landlord here. Today I'm gonna teach you how to make a tomato onion salsa, which is derived from a Turkish recipe. Okay, so what you need are 2 ripe tomatoes, which I've got in here, and I've got 4 rose onions. Now, rose onions are a very intense flavored, sweet smelling, aromatic Indian type of shallots. Okay, so the Indians call it rose onion in English. So I like to use them because I live alone, and if I use a regular big onion, then I'd have to use a quarter or a third or something. So if I use these small rose onions, they're similar to shallots, except they have this dark, intense rose color, and they're very intense. They have an intense aroma. Okay, so if I use this, I can use 2, 3, or even 4. So today I'm going to be extravagant and use 4. The other thing I'm going to use is half a limau kapas. This is limau kapas. I'll put a link to a video playlist on what limau kapas is all about, so that you can find out more about limau kapas. I'm going to use 4. I'm going to use half. Sorry, I'm going to slice it, and then I'm going to cut the slices transversely into juliennes, and then cut it transversely again into small mince dice pieces of this what do you call it, limau kapas, together with the skin. I've already washed it, so the skins have a slightly bitter flavor, but that's where the flavonoids are, and the white pith is where the antioxidants are. And I like to use it because it's seedless, so you don't have to like mess about digging the seeds out and stuff. Okay, for heat, I'm going to use what do you call it, ginger. Now if you want ginger juice, the easiest way to make a small amount of ginger juice is just to grate the ginger, but I like to have the intense explosion of flavor. So to get the intense explosion of flavor of ginger, the heat especially, I cut it into slices, and then into juliennes, and then into small minced pieces. Okay, so when you bite into it, it releases the flavor. It'll be very intense. And I'm going to use the juice of 1 or half a lemon, depending how much juice I get out of it. And this one I have to use a sieve so that the seeds don't get into the salsa. And seeds can be quite bitter. Okay, and instead of salt, I'm going to use my super seaweed. Okay, this is my super seaweed here. So what happens is, after I mince the rose onions and mince the tomatoes, I'm going to put the super seaweed, which has some salt in it, plus other minerals and antioxidants and omega-3, DHA, whatever else. Anyway, the salt will draw out the juices from both the onion and the tomatoes, and you should allow it to mix for 20 minutes in the refrigerator. And then the mixing of the juices actually takes the salsa to the next level. Okay, now to add some added heat to the salsa, I'm going to put a few dashes of my chaat masala. Okay, this is my chaat masala here. Less is more. My chaat masala is very intense in flavor, so don't go overboard with it. Put a little first, and if you can handle it, then you can put a little bit more. Now the other thing I'm going to put is a vegan oyster sauce, which is a JB oyster sauce here. It's a vegan version of Lee & Perrins. Okay, so you can get this at well, I got this at Big. Sometimes you can get it on they're $9.90 a bottle. They're quite hard to find, so if I do find them, I'll buy a few bottles at a go. Okay, so I'm gonna take you step by step. So I'm gonna cut the video now, dice the tomatoes, and show you what it looks like after I've diced them. See you in a bit. Bye. Okay, there you go. Here are 2 very ripe tomatoes which have already been diced, and they're in the bowl. Next, here are 4 rose onions which I'm going to remove the skin and dice, or finely slice and put it together with the tomatoes. Okay, what I've done with the onions is I've lopped the root end off transversely, as well as the top end where the shoot will sprout off transversely, and got rid of them. And then I've laid them flat on the chopping board. This is a modified knife skill technique because I'm half blind, and for me safety is the major primary concern. So I've modified what chefs normally learn to suit my own needs. So if you're not visually impaired like me, you may not want to cut them up the way I do. So what I'm going to do now is to cut these longitudinally, belah. And then once I've belah them, it'll be easier to peel off the skin. And then I'll lay them flat on the chopping board and then thinly slice them. Okay. Sometimes if they're big, I would cut them longitudinally, just score them and then cut them so that they become finely diced. But these are already small, so I don't have to dice them. I can just cut them into fine slices. So I'll show you how I do it in a minute. Okay, I've cut them longitudinally, belah them, and I've got them lying flat on the chopping board. And then I'm about to peel them. In fact, this one, the skin has come out of its own by itself, so they're quite easy to peel once you've cut them this way. Okay, I've already peeled them and got rid of the skin, and I'm about to slice them thinly now. I'm going to slice them this way, longitudinally, so that they break away into small pieces. Okay. Okay, this is what half a rose onion looks like after I've cut them up longitudinally, and I can cut them further transversely to get them to small pieces if I want to. In fact, I think I'll do that with this. Okay, this is what it looks like after I've kind of minced them up. So it was quite tedious to do, so I'm not going to bother with the rest. I'm just going to slice the rest longitudinally and not bother cutting the slices transversely. Okay, here's the diced onion with the finely cut up rose onions. Okay, here's the limau kapas. I've cut it into slices, and I'm going to use half of the limau kapas. That should be enough. Okay, here's half a limau kapas which has been sliced and then cut into juliennes, and then I tried cutting them into small dice, but looks like some pieces are too small for me to cut, so I leave it. Some small, some big. In fact, what happens is it enhances the taste because your mouthfeel will be different. You'll get some pieces which are big, which have more intense flavors, and some which are smaller, which would have a milder taste. So I find that by having them different pieces, you get a diversity of taste sensations, and that contributes to the explosion of flavors that you have in your mouth. If they're all big, it may be too intense. If they're all finely sliced, then their taste might be lost together with the other taste profile. So it doesn't matter if some are big, some are small. This goes against traditional French cooking techniques, so this is something I developed on my own. And also because I'm visually impaired, when it gets very near my finger, I can't cut them into small pieces. So I just leave them big, and then I found out by coincidence, by chance, that they actually have more intense flavor, and they contribute to the diversity of the gastronomic experience that you'll feel, that you'll taste later. Okay, I almost forgot to mention this garlic. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic here, which I've peeled, and I'm about to press it in my garlic press, which I got from IKEA. Sorry, this is not a garlic press, it's a can opener. Okay, this is the garlic press. Sorry, you know, my vision is not perfect, so. Okay, so this garlic press is a quite interesting device. It's got 3 hinges, and it's what do you call it? It's really handy for getting the garlic into small pieces and pressing it so that the oil comes out. And there are actually two chemicals in garlic which need to combine, two precursor chemicals, and need to combine to become allicin or something. I can't remember exactly. I've got a video about this. Anyway, it's the final end product of the combination of the two precursor chemicals that produce the beneficial compound in garlic, which is good for you. So it's important that if you can't press garlic to get the oils to mix, you should dice it and steep it in soy sauce or something for at least 10 minutes so that the chemicals combine to produce the good chemical that your body needs. Here's the salsa, and I've pushed it aside so that you could see the amount of juice that's come out, okay? I've had a taste, it's very intense ginger taste, quite heaty, so when you eat it with the sweet tomatoes, it's going to be, a lovely explosion of flavors. I've decided to make another video to show you more clearly. I've turned it round so that you could see how much juice have come out from the onions and tomatoes, okay? But it's actually quite a lot here, all right? And it's quite spicy in flavor. It's got the ginger taste as well as the, what do you call it, chat masala taste. And remember, there's no chilies in here. The chilies are only in the vegetables, okay? So when you combine it and eat it, it'll be lovely.
If anything in this video resonated with you, be sure to like it, share it with your friends, leave a comment. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.